Victoria is going to be talking about AI and LinkedIn, best practices for growth of personal and professional brands. So she is a LinkedIn personal branding strategist and ghostwriter who helps founders and service-based leaders to turn content into paying clients, so without doing any cold reach. Through her consultancy, she has published thousands of LinkedIn posts, generated millions of impressions, and most importantly, built hundreds of thousands of UK pounds, most expensive currency, people, in sales pipelines for her clients. Round of applause for that. She speaks on scaling LinkedIn for international impact and introducing her own developed linked method for at conferences like International Social Summit Barcelona. And she shares practical playbooks on her LinkedIn, so definitely follow her there, but she will pitch herself. Fun fact about her, she can put any grandma to shame with her baking skills. Yes, take it away.
I know that's bold, but I believe in myself on that one. Absolutely. Okay, we had two really interesting presentations. We spoke about how to use AI to create the content, how to think about the YouTube videos and how to add psychology into the mix as well. So let's see what we're gonna learn this one, right? I'm gonna be talking about how AI has changed in LinkedIn, what has changed, how it impacts us, what we can do about it to still make it work, right? And does it even work? I want to talk and I want to start with the LinkedIn evolution, right? I've been on LinkedIn for a while. Some may say I spent too much time on LinkedIn, way too much time. And I started around 2022, but we're going to talk about 2023 now. And it was the golden era of LinkedIn. Honestly, it was so easy to get organic reach, to capitalize on that. You could literally post an introduction post and go viral on your first post ever. It was a breeze to be a content creator back then. And the best part was that one post would literally get you at least 3 to 5 leads, and 50% of those would most likely convert, if not more. Right? Yeah, great time to be on LinkedIn back then. Now, 2024 came around. 2024 came around and the AI came into the picture. The thing was, the posts were so bad back then that you can literally identify them in like seconds. You knew, okay, this is an AI post, it's so impersonal. Unleash the power inside you. Oh, I can't. The word unleash just has me like, my skin just repels. And the word of LinkedIn turned into two camps. We had AI lovers who believe everything needs to be on AI and like that's the future, like humans just erase us all. And we had the AI haters, right? And there was no in between. It was black or white. Gray, we don't know such thing. The good thing was the organic reach still worked really well back then. You could still convert clients because obviously the AI posts were so easily recognizable. So even those who didn't enjoy maybe posting as much preferred rather not to post than to post something that bad. Now 2025 came around. AI got smarter. It learned our tone of voices. It learned our ways of expressing ourselves. It learned our own stories and suddenly started telling stories from our perspective. And we just sit behind in the background. Like, yeah, that's better than I would say it actually. Like, I like it. So it really started booming. The thing that started happening, of course, with the massive growth of people coming and joining LinkedIn and becoming active creators, obviously the reach went down. And it's not just that. It's not just because of AI. It's not just because more people came to the platform. Obviously, LinkedIn grew as a platform as well, started slightly imitating other platforms. LinkedIn will do love you, but we do see the copy. So obviously, what we have now, if you open your LinkedIn app, every second post is going to be AI generated, whether you realize that or not. Every third post is going to be an ad. And just getting reach on your own post is a nightmare, but we're going to cover that in just a second, right? So that's what we are at right now. So what's going on, right? The AI comments are everywhere. The posts that are generated with AI without any personalizations are everywhere, and I call it boring, it's not effective, and there are plenty of missed opportunities there, right? It's boring, but it's not boring because it's AI generated. It's boring because we got so lazy. We're letting AI do all of our job without the back and forth that, for example, Vasi was talking about, without thinking about how the other person is going to receive. Or just, oh, this is what I want to talk about, so write me a post and post it. So, come on, tiny bit more. Let's give it that. It's not effective because AI filters. It filters us. It takes information that it has from all the places, all the databases that it has access to, and therefore it's taking information from there and not from our personality. And well, of course, we're missing opportunities because of it, right? We're missing opportunities because we are filtering what makes us so special. And when I say us and when I refer to you, me, I'm talking about the personal brands, but I'm also talking about company brands, right? Now, I do want to address one question that I know, or I believe many of you have at the moment. With everything that's happening on LinkedIn right now, is it even worth it to be on the platform? Is it worth to use it? The short answer to that is yes. But the real thing is you need to get smart. You need to actually start thinking about it from a different way, right? It's not enough to just have a brand that exists. If you want it to actually work, and if you want it to, if you want to reach the right people, if you want to show up to the right people, if you want to have the right conversation, right? It's not enough. You need to have a brand that is unique, that is special in some way. You need to create a brand that is compelling and that is ultimately you, right? So, brand for the sake of existing, you may as well just skip LinkedIn as a whole thing. If you want to create a brand and be present on that platform, go for it. But let's talk about the how, right? So first thing, obviously, is you want to stop obsessing over impressions first. And yes, I know I'm going against so many beliefs at the moment and everything that's put into us as marketers. Come on, get us views, get us seen, make sure that we are out there. Yeah, with organic marketing, this is especially what I'm talking about today, organic, not focusing on the paid ads and paid reach. With organic marketing, you have multiple jobs, right? You do need to get seen. You want to create relationships with your audience. You want to get to know people. You want to bring people into your world. And ultimately, you want to convert, whether that's sales for your business or for the business that you're working for, right? That's a lot of jobs that you need to cover in there. And impressions are not going to be the one metric that is going to show you how effective you're doing it. Of course, it can tell you whether you are getting seen by the masses, but it's not going to answer all the other questions, at least not as a metric on its own. So I want you to focus on the big picture, right? And focusing on the trends over time. What I mean by that, rather than looking, oh my God, my Tuesday post really didn't perform that well. What's going on? Did I say something? Is the algorithm hating me at the moment? Look at the month and then compare it to previous month. Look at the 3 month period. My favorite is looking at 3 months, so the 90 days on LinkedIn, sometimes even 6 months or 12 months, right? I just like to look at the big picture and see, am I or my clients' profiles, are they performing better over time? Is there a trend that we can identify? Are there potentially any spikes that maybe brought more followers, but how effective were those posts? And maybe sometimes, what are the lowest viewed posts, but it actually brought us the most leads, right? So impressions, great, but please do not make it your main focus, okay? And what I want to say is also, sorry, the second part was about content. I got lost there for a second. We're back on now. So the problem is that most people are focusing on the noise. So I covered that right at the start, right? We're just creating content for the sake of it, and we're creating brands just because, oh yeah, I should be present on LinkedIn, let's do that. But if you're not actually creating something valuable, careful here. I'm not saying that every piece of your content needs to be something new, something revolutionary, something that nobody has said before, right? Because that would get very exhausting very fast. But it does need to be something that brings value to the reader, right? So always create with your audience in mind, right? What's in it for them? That's one of my favorite questions when it comes to content. What's in it for them? And in the era where AI is literally dominating our feeds, it's taking over, generic content is not gonna cut through that. So you wanna make sure that you're not just another follower and you're a leader. And this sentence is, again, probably one of the most important sentences I'm gonna say. And that is, we're in a room full of marketers at the moment. If you create, I'm not picking anyone in particular, if you create a post that anyone in the room can literally copy, paste, and post onto our own personal profiles, and the post would make sense, we're not creating value, we're not demanding attention. We are just contributing to the noise. So if you create content that anyone else can copy and paste and post from their own profile, it's not good enough, right? So what you want to have in your posts is unique brand voice. You want to have your own topics that you're talking about, right? Your specific topics, whether that's related to your professional career, whether that's relating to your personality as well. That's the important thing. Human first, or other words, connection first, because it's all about the humans. Even though we are in an era of AI, we're still talking to humans. And you want to focus on personality over value, because you don't need to scream value in each piece. You do need to scream personality. Now, strategic commenting. I don't want you to, or at least that's the advice I see everywhere, right? But my recommendation is never to follow the advice of just comment on big creators' posts. It doesn't work. It used to work back in 2022, 2023, but not as effectively as people thought it would. The thing that happens if you comment on big creators, you're just becoming a number or another comment in their post. You're just forgotten, right? So instead, choose a few people strategically. So if you want to take it a step further, you can create a list of 20 to 50 people that you're going to regularly check their recent post and engage with them, right? So if they have a chance of converting into your client or company clients, right? If it makes sense for you, then make sure you take the time to write a comment, meaningful comment on their post, not just go generic, okay? Because you don't want to just, you want to be yourself, you want to add the value, you don't want to just echo what everyone else is saying. Now, the thing is also, there is so many ways of you can comment, but I always say avoid being just an encouraging person. Oh, great post, so much value. I'm like, great, you have not really said anything. So make it personal, make it something, add to the conversation. Do you disagree with the post? Disagree with the post. Explain why in a very polite way, but if that's what you feel, do it, because that's also forming your personal brand, and it's also forming connection with people. I had so many interesting conversations after I disagreed with someone's post or after someone disagreed with mine, because I was like, okay, that's interesting. Let's have a conversation. I really want to know your opinion. Sometimes I thought, okay, no, I don't agree. And we just agree to disagree. And sometimes I was like, oh yeah, I haven't thought about that opinion or that particular side. And we just went with that, right? LinkedIn outreach. I'm seeing some faces. Everyone hates that. And yes, we are going to talk about LinkedIn outreach and LinkedIn messages, right? I'm not talking cold outreach here. I'm talking outreach. And there are two reasons why I chose to talk about it and include it in these presentations, right? First one is because you're going to get in front of the right people. Algorithm picks up on the conversation that you're having. If you send a message to someone in your network and they respond, so it's a two-way conversation, it thinks, okay, so if these two people are talking in the DMs, they probably want to see each other's content. So I'm going to push it to them. Okay. So that's the first one. And second one is a great way to achieve faster conversions because you actually speak to people. You're having one-on-one conversation. You're figuring out what do you like? What are you all about? Are you having any troubles? And think networking, right? Think as we are here right now. We're not pitching. We're standing there. You would come over, say hello. This is what's about me. And it feels natural. It feels okay. It feels good, right? That's the same with the DMs as well. You're just being yourself. You're just having that conversation. And actually, I did not have this prepared, but actually, this morning I was having a few conversations. Yes, I was again on LinkedIn. But there is another reason I always say for people to talk to people in messages. And that is, especially for us, we're in a room full of women. And sadly, LinkedIn has been pushing women's content down. It's been limiting its reach. There is a lot of conversation about that. LinkedIn is denying that this is happening. However, there are women on the platform that change their gender to male, or they change it to prefer not to say, and they've seen between 30 to 100% increase in their impressions and in their reach on the platform. So again, if you're having the conversations, you're not really subject to algorithms favorite or becoming algorithms favorite. You are taking the things into your own hands and making a change and doing it on its own. So I just thought that this would be interesting to add onto the conversation because it is happening sadly, and I hate it, but I think more people need to know about it and do something about that. So the real threat isn't AI, it's actually blending in and being like anybody else, right? I'm not discouraging anyone to stop using AI completely and just make it into their forbidden websites and never open that, right? But I am encouraging everyone use it with a pinch of salt and loads of personality, loads and loads. If you are using AI to help you shape your post and your content, make sure that you're still adding that personal touch, right? That unique touch of your brand or the brand of your company. So your plan for tomorrow or when you're in your office next week, right? I don't want this to just be another presentation that you listen to. Oh yeah, that girl in pink pants speaking about LinkedIn. That was cool, right? There's a homework here. So first thing, I want you to post something that sounds like you, right? Something that is truly from heart, okay? It can be weird, it can be quirky, but it has to be you, right? Second thing is comment with intention. Pick a few people and just spend the time on the comment to add on to the conversation. And third is message someone. If you're a bit afraid, if you're questioning like, oh, how do I start the conversation? Just do it. Like people are not scary, and I promise you they don't bite online. So we're good. And that's how LinkedIn works today, right? It's about the brands that use the platform with intent. Okay. So I actually went with a QR code here. So if you would like to scan that, there is a link to connect with me on LinkedIn, on Instagram. There are two freebies. One is a toolkit for your profile optimization toolkit if you want to optimize your profile, if you haven't done that in a while. Second one is 8 high-performing content templates. So if you would like some templates to help you create content, that's all there. And also a way to contact me if you ever had any questions. Of course, grab me here. But if you have any questions that you maybe think about over the weekend and you're like, oh yeah, I should really have asked that, I'm there. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Amazing. So thank you so much.